Hello from Texas, where it is sleeting. As you can tell from the sounds, that is not fluffy snow, that is just balls of ice pelting towards the earth. Today we have a high protein, no meat video. This was requested by one of my subscribers. I'm here to help. If I think I can help, I'll make a video about it. So make sure you're leaving comments below on things you want to see. First, we're starting off with collagen in our coffee. This is giving you 9 grams of protein by literally just adding powder to your coffee. I can't taste it. If I use 2 scoops, I can taste it. So that's why I use 1 scoop. Easiest way in the morning to get 9 grams of protein. Then we're going to start off really low key by doing some kashi cereal. This has 10 grams of protein per cup, plus adding milk. I do have some issues with lactose. So if you see me having regular milk that is not lactose free, no, there's probably been a pill taken. So there you are, 30 grams of protein for breakfast. That took pretty much no effort whatsoever. Now, the reason why most of this is voiceover is because I have a neighbor kid playing at my house with my daughter. Yeah, it was loud in there. So I actually thought I was going to grab a ratio yogurt out of the fridge, but my husband has discovered those and loves those. So there was none left. So we're going to use this 000 yogurt, plus top it with some of this 10 grams of protein granola, 27 grams for that snack. Super easy, super quick. Now on to lunch. This is going to make 3 servings of our lunch. We're going to use frozen fajita vegetables. That way you don't have to do any chopping. I'm going to make this Chipotle tomato Banza chickpea rice. It only takes about 3 to 4 minutes once you get the water boiling. First, we're going to throw this fajita blend into our air fryer. Make sure you spray your air fryer first with whatever your preferred cooking spray is. Add in that frozen vegetables. I used about half the bag, sprayed it again, and then used about a packet of taco seasoning. Stirred it around just to get everything coated. Popped it in the air fryer for 400 for 15 minutes. Now, about 5 minutes in is when I added the tofu. Tofu is not something I am an expert at or anything by any means. I don't ever have tofu. I think it tastes weird, but I actually made it 2 different ways today and liked both of them. So first off, go take it to the sink to drain it, or else you're going to get that water everywhere. Then you're going to press it out a little bit. If you can find super firm, that's the best option because it has the least amount of water. My grocery store just didn't have it. Now I'm going to use half of this for lunch, half of this for dinner. So I'm just going to cut it right in half. Go ahead and put the other aside, put it in the fridge. And now I'm just going to chop this up into chunks because I'm going to kind of make taco meat without having meat because the person who requested this video said there's a lot of meat she doesn't like. So tofu can be a great way to add in some protein without any meat. It's pretty bland in flavor. So as long as you have a good, strong flavor going on it, like seasonings, you're probably not even going to taste the tofu because I didn't. So in this goes to a bowl. And I'm going to add the rest of that taco packet, so about 2/3 of the taco packet. I'm also going to use a little bit of oil spray just to help everything stick. And y'all, this is really good. Like I could have not told you it was tofu. Doesn't taste like chicken, but it don't taste gross either. You know what I mean? Now you could probably skip adding the little oil spray there. I don't think I necessarily needed it, but I did want these to get crisped up in the air fryer. So I was like, might as well. So in it goes. I'm going to push those veggies to the side now that they've cooked for about 5 minutes. They have really shrunk in size, so there's plenty of room for that tofu on the other side. And it goes for the last 10 minutes, just stirring it a few times. If your veggies aren't to your liking, like you maybe like them softer, or maybe you want your tofu cooked longer, just keep cooking it until it's ready. The air fryer is super forgiving. Check on it. If you don't like it, put it back in. Now I'm going to rinse some black beans, and I'm just going to make sure to get that water out. I'm actually going to add this to the Banza pasta water as it cooks because we're trying to be lazy here. She wants, my friend, one in this video, wants low-key recipes. So to me, this is low-key. Hopefully this fits the bill for you as well. Take out that seasoning packet. Don't pour it into the water, just so you know. Use a pot that's much bigger than you think you need because this stuff foams like crazy. So I added in my Banza rice and my black beans, and then I'm just going to give you a very sped up time lapse here so you can see the foam that is produced. I made this pasta rice in a smaller saute pan that I would make a normal rice, and it was a disaster. There was foam all over my oven. So use a giant pot, please. Now we're going to go rinse this in a fine mesh strainer. And sometimes I'll rinse it off if there's foam. Sometimes I don't. There was no foam today. So melt a tablespoon of butter, add the little seasoning packet that your Banza rice came with, and then I just stirred it until that butter got melted. And then you put the lid on for just a couple minutes while that tofu and everything is finishing up cooking. See here, you can see all my vegetables are super soft and that tofu is nice and crunchy. And again, if it wasn't, throw it back in. I'm ready to plate up all my 3 servings of lunch. I'm keeping it real low key and just spooning out what looks like equal portions. No need to wait today. You know, we're chill vibes. Now that I have that Banza and black bean down, I'm going to add those fajita vegetables. They shrank up quite a bit. I thought I'd have more. You know, that's life. And then topped it with that tofu. Again, super fast. They warm up great in the microwave because I've had them since then. So no weird microwave chicken vibes. If you like cilantro, that would be great on top. You can do hemp hearts. 3 tablespoons is 10 grams of protein. That's a great way to get protein in. Also, you can add some avocado. This is me hiding in my bedroom from the children in my house. I'd added a little bit of avocado on top. I really enjoyed this meal, and anytime I can cook once and eat 3 times, that's a win for me. We are going to make some chickpea curry for dinner. Keep in mind, chickpeas can be called chickpeas or garbanzo beans. So I have 2 cans, 2 different brands. Sorry about the laundry you can hear. You need some honey, sriracha, curry, some coconut milk. I like to add zucchini to mine, but not necessary. Onion, garlic, some basmati rice cooked according to the package. I like to add naan on the side of mine. One of these gives you 5 grams of protein. So carbs can be a great source of protein as well. I'm going to add the tofu from lunch, but again, not necessary. Make sure you have some oil, some salt, pepper, all those things. So first I took that tofu from earlier and just kind of mashed it up with my fingers. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and 1 teaspoon of curry powder to here. I normally use 2 teaspoons for the whole recipe, but I don't normally add tofu. So we're going to have to kind of see if I need more or not later. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm just going to mix that up. Curry has a really strong flavor, so it's a great way to kind of cover up any weirdness from the tofu if you're not a tofu person. You know, I'm going to add probably another half. No, I'm going to go ahead and do a whole teaspoon. I really want this seasoned well. So that's 2 teaspoons of curry on my tofu. All right, I'm going to let that sit while I prep my other veggies. So I want to get my onion on first. So I'm going to cut that first because I'm going to put that in with my tofu. I have 1 tablespoon of oil heating in my pan. If you'd like to know how to make this recipe without the tofu and adding in chicken, I actually already have that on my channel in my recipes playlist. I will link it down in the description box just in case you're interested. My husband did say he preferred this version, which was mind-blowing to me. I like the version with the chicken more. My husband liked this one more. So that just goes to show you we all have different preferences. And, you know, one person can love something, one person can hate something. And so do what you feel like you would like for you. These are all suggestions. Now that oil is nice and hot, I'm throwing in my onions and tofu into this large skillet and going to cook this about 3 minutes until those onions start to turn translucent. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to help that process go faster with the onions. Give it a little stir. And because of the tofu, it was sticking a lot more to the bottom. You could always add 2 tablespoons of oil if you have the calories for dinner for that. I didn't have the extra calories, so I just added a little bit of spray on top. My onions are just starting to get translucent. This is when I want to add my zucchini. Just a little salt on the zucchini. Onions are pretty much translucent. Zucchinis are starting to get a little bit soft. It's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to add some garlic and 2 more teaspoons of curry powder. Let that curry powder really get toasty. That heat opens up the flavors and it makes it so much better. Same with that garlic. You can hear my kettle going. I am about to make some chicken broth with just some better than bouillon paste and water. We are about to need it. I'm just going to slowly add in that broth, kind of scraping off those bits. Now I'm gonna add in my coconut milk. This is the canned kind that still has that coconut fat on top. Helps give it that velvety, lush texture. I do not know if this would work if you used like the really low calorie coconut milk without the fat. I'm not sure how that would go. If you try it, let me know. Now I'm gonna add in my honey and my sriracha. I am going to do 1 tablespoon of honey, and I'm gonna start off with about a teaspoon of sriracha because sometimes it's hotter than others, and sometimes I'm more of a wuss than others. So that gives me room to play. I can always add it at the end to our individual plates. There is my tablespoon of honey. Then I'm going to just fill up about 1/3 of this with sriracha. And that'll give me about a teaspoon. Ooh. Now I'm gonna add my rinsed and drained garbanzo beans or chickpeas. Stir these in. I'm gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes. This is what it looks like. It's thickened up just a little bit. I'm gonna pour this into a storage bowl so I can see how much this weighs. I'll divide that amount by half, and that is what each serving will be. I have my 2/3 cup of rice already in my bowl, so I'm just waiting for this. As I'm getting ready to portion out my curry, I wanna make sure to pop these in the toaster. I love these mini ones because they fit great in the toaster. My dog's losing it, y'all. This is the garlic one. I love naan. So if you haven't tried naan yet, really give it a try. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm gonna turn this on. I know the lighting's bad, guys, sorry. Now that I have my bowl on, so it automatically goes to 0. If I put the bowl on first, I just have to make sure to hit 0 it out. Let's see. And I'll let you watch me make a horrible mess of this. Okay, well, it could be worse. Okay. You know what? That could have been a lot worse. So now I know 13.29. I'm gonna divide that by 5, and that's how many grams a serving is. I need my calculator, so I need my phone. So I'm looking for 266 grams. I'm gonna kind of angle it. I'm gonna 0 this back out. There we go. And now when it says negative 266 in here, I know I've taken out 266 grams. All right, 265, I'm gonna call that close enough. So this made a great portion. I have 2/3 cup of rice underneath it, and then my 266 grams. If you like cilantro, top it with cilantro. I will do that to my husband's and come back. Adding different herbs is a great way to really boost the flavor of your foods without adding any extra calories or macros. I do like a little sriracha on top of mine, so I left the cilantro off of mine but added the sriracha onto mine. This is a really great recipe. Like I said, my husband said he preferred this one, so maybe give it a try. And it's the end of the day. I was originally going to share this Halo Top. This is the strawberry one. For 2/3 of a cup, it's 90 calories and 5 grams of protein. But I needed more protein than this. I am trying to hit a pretty high protein goal. So that was not going to help me get to my goal today. So on to my favorite snack or dessert, a Built Bar. I like these puffs for whenever I'm going for like the more dessert vibes. I just feel like it's super desserty. So I'm going to go with this coconut marshmallow puff. I absolutely love it. Then I finished my day with BCAAs. I still drink these on the days I'm off of training, but I like to drink them at night like it's some kind of dessert because they're sweet and I like them. It helps me with my soreness. I finished my day 14 calories over my goal. I'm not going to stress out about that. I did not hit my protein goal, but y'all, I hit 125 grams of protein and did not have a single bite of meat. This is awesome to know. Sometimes when you're really eating high protein, it can really make your gut feel sluggish and not great. So kind of putting in some options that are meat-free but still good in protein will just maybe help out your intestines a little bit. I hope you'll have a great day. I will see y'all next time where we see how we survived this snow apocalypse here in Texas. How did we eat when the grocery stores are empty?